All right, getting started here. Mardu Kroxa combo. The combo, for the people that don't see it, we have Mothra, the supersonic queen here, that says whenever a creature you control without flying dies, return it to the battlefield with a flying counter on it. Solemnity says players can't get counters. Creatures or counters can't be put on artifacts, creatures, enchantments, or lands. So the combo is Mothra and Solemnity in play. And then you play Kroxa from your hand, or if you already have Kroxa in play, you can sacrifice it to Woe Strider. And this causes an infinite loop of Kroxa coming back into play, because Kroxa will die, it'll come into play. When Kroxa dies, it'll come back from Mothra, but Solemnity will prevent it from getting a flying counter. It'll kill itself because it wasn't escaped, and then it'll loop again, and every time it does this, it makes your opponent discard a card or lose 3 life. Eventually, you'll empty their hand or kill them. Another combo that this deck can utilize is we can gain infinite life with Solemnity, Mothra, Woe Strider, and Mire Triton. Although, I guess you technically deck yourself gaining that amount of life, so maybe that's not strictly good. We don't have really card advantage or selection in these colors other than the Scries for Woe Strider. So, one of the goals of this deck is to try and create a honest deck that can be kind of a mid-range value deck when we don't have Solemnity, but then combo people when we do have it. So we've got like Stitcher Supplier and Self-Mill from Mire Triton that'll help us find Kroxa. And then we also have Angel of Sanctions here at the top end of our curve, which has Embalm, so we can play this from our graveyard. And then we have Unburial Rites here, which can flash back and grab our other pieces from our graveyard. Tiamat Calls the Dead is not good here, because the way Solemnity interacts with sagas is your sagas just don't work while Solemnity is in play. So unfortunately, we can't play something like Calls the Dead because it just doesn't work with Solemnity. Let's go ahead and pop on into some matches here with this and see how it goes. Is it necessary to have basics and historic? First time seeing historic. I think some number of basics, so Assassin's Trophy and Field of Ruin don't just wasteland you is reasonable. Like I try to put at least one basic in most of my decks. Yeah, the tag team arena dirty digits isn't particularly well balanced at the moment because it just rolled out recently. So there's a lot of all the high level players started in bronze like a month and a half ago, and they haven't all worked out of bronze yet. Like my really developed endgame account is still only silver 4 because people are still working up the initial climb in that game mode. They definitely didn't do a good job with how they positioned people to start. A tried and true classic. Thoughtseize your Thoughtseize, chat. Welcome to Magic's non-rotating formats. Enjoy your stay. Oh, you know what? I should have let on Dragonskull Summit, so that way if I draw Kroxa, I can play it on too. Yeah, I think Angel of Sanctions is a super constructed playable card. 3/4 flyer for 5, like decent stat line, like a reasonable piece of removal in a lot of situations. The people who are saying Thoughtseize has no counterplay just start playing enough Thoughtseize. It's the big brain line right there. New formats are always wonderful. Good old trusty Dusty. Anybody that tells you, anybody that gives you a strong opinion of a format that's had a big change made to it within like the first week or two, they're probably just trying to sell you something. I would heavily discourage people from giving strong opinions on things until they have some experience with it. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. Shatter in the sky. If I do another deck and you send me a list, that would be fine if you bump it and play it 10-ton hammer. But I wouldn't be building it on stream. Second verse, same as the first, a little bit louder and a whole lot worse. What are the odds we die to this Othakaya blinking 4 more times? Non-zero? How many times do you have to teach me this lesson? At least 3 more. Maybe with Trial of Ambition, I'm supposed to, like, play something else out here. We have the card advantage, right? Hey, Brian, thanks for the 50 months. Welcome back. I feel like War of the Spark had so many incredibly awful designs in it that, like, the fact that they gave black-white lightning helix is just wasn't even a blip on the radar. Hey, the 10-ton hammer. Thank you for the very generous tip. I appreciate that. I have a good feeling about it this time, chat. It's gonna work this time. Surely this is the time. Alright, they're out of cards in hand. Brick, 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 brick. So we're dead, right? This comes into play. They edict me. They blink the Othakai again. Oh, we could draw a game 2. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Nobody. That was certainly a game of Magic, I agree. Chandra and Agonizing Remorse sound good. Angel, do you think I should keep Angel of Sanctions in? What do you think, chat? Do we keep in Angel of Sanctions? How much damage did Oath do that game? Yes. Welcome back, Saucer Crab. Pros, Sanction got rid of Yorion. God, Sanction got rid of Yorion. Yep. To Halladin, thank you for the 5 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Are we doing it? Is it happening, chat? This is the part where we play Solemnity and then they untap and Teferi and bounce it. Put your Yorion in your hand. Nice Saga. Nailed it. Look, Ma, no hands. Look, Ma, no hands. It's a self-playing, it's a combo that plays itself. This combo is so arena efficient. No click combo. That's so good. It's so good. This is just, the click efficiency is off the charts, chat. Alright, we can die happy. We did the thing successfully. You know, it's all you're looking for in life. There are some decks you're trying to min-max. There's other decks you're trying to do the thing. This is the latter. Thanks for finding the deck I'm playing on mobile. Lol. I boarded in Bedevil, so on the off chance they have Cage, I can Bedevil it. I might want some anti-enchantment cards in this deck. Because they could be playing Rest in Peace. Are they Esper Doom? They're Esper Yorion. We didn't see a Doom. Doesn't mean they don't have it. Is Solemnity of rare? Of course. Of course. And Mothra is a mythic. Your Unburial Rites a Kroxa, that's as good as playing for him. Correct, yes. Unburial Rites in Kroxa does not count as escaping him, so he loops. They brought in Veto. Okay. Sure. We're gonna run into Veto or whatever else eventually anyways. I think we're definitely just supposed to jam. Big fan of the Space Jam. If they counter this or don't exile it, I get to Unburial Rites it back. These suppliers are going the distance. They're going full speed. They're all alone in this time of need. They're racing and pacing and plotting the calls. The fact that they had actual factual Yorion in hand's a little awkward. Can't play Chandra out. Sure. Rawr. No locks. This is a lot of cards they get to see here. Have a little bit of our fair backup plan on display here. They're digging. I think if they attack, I'm going to sack Stitcher Supplier and then block with it. You have to have Solemnity. That's why we're playing Solemnity, Thread Bennett. Solemnity keeps Kroxa from gaining flying. So which deck's the best deck? If you want a hot take stream, I'd recommend turning on Croakies. This is more of a wait and see stream. I think Jund Sacked was likely one of the best decks before, so it's probably still playable now. Probably still very good. Be interesting to see how much Abrade ends up being played in the format. So I'm just going to go to 12 here, right? Or go to 8. They're dead, right? If they don't have anything. I'm going to bottom that. So if they have nothing, we attack for 8, we kill them with Chandra. I mean, I think the Sacrifice deck is one of the better decks in this format. I think it was very good before Amonkhet. Alright, so they're dead. Was a sweet set. Combo killed them one game. Killed them with a fair game plan in the second. Unburial Rites on Kroxa is 3 damage. Oh, they had a card in hand, right? So if they have a spell, they don't take 3. Kroxa is not... Kroxa is not Uro. It doesn't always do the things. Oh, because Kroxa happens twice. Okay, you're right. That happens twice. You are correct. Because it happens twice, it was good for at least 3 there. Did not need the Chandra. It's a good catch. The fact that we have 8 escape creatures mean that these Stitcher Suppliers and Mire Tritons find things for us to put into play fairly often, which is sweet. Alright, so we're going to try and kill them before that happens. Got it. Am I playing another one of these out? Probably not. Just going to hang out for now. I think Earthshaker Kenner is likely a constructed playable card. I agree with that. Card is a reasonable stat line. Solemnity does not impact Planeswalkers. Does Scarab God mid-range deck good at all? It felt kind of mediocre. Is Kitchen Finks in Historic yet? It is not. Probably going to be too slow to beat the Zugan at this point. Stop Skinny and Blackblade from getting counters. I don't need your sass, thank you very much. Yeah, we saw Bajuka Bog on their on our Thoughtseize. And again, I think there's a good chance this card puts the ramp decks over the top. Very, very interested to see very interested to see what the open ends up looking like this weekend. I think Field of the Dead got a huge upgrade. I guess this technically stops our promise, which is nice. Angel of Sanctions doesn't seem particularly useful here. Bring in a couple extra discard spells. Yeah, for like the first 45 minutes after set release elusive, you couldn't play best of 3 with AHK cards. Vote to ban our promise. No, this weekend's gonna be stock historic, Time Lord. Like I said, if you listen to the things I'm describing about power levels of things, I am not talking with certainty, right? Like I'm saying, likely, could be. Magic's a really complicated game with a lot of moving parts. You should not assume that you know how things are going to impact the formats without actually seeing them play out. Okay, let's draw some lands, huh? The thing I'm personally excited for is all the low effort, low IQ Magic players that pop up and they're like, man, Jeff said Field of the Dead was okay in Historic, and if it ends up being too good with the addition of a new card, they'll be like, see, we were right all along, it was too good, just like completely ignoring the fact that the format got changed to make it good. Yeah, Bob, I had an asshole online the other day. They like tried to call me out on something, and I was like, well, if you read what I actually wrote, I used words like sometimes and occasionally or often. I didn't say what you're implying, what you're saying I said here, which is that this is the truth. And they're like, well, you're just trying to be weaselly with your words. It's like, well, or I just understand reality and know that like speaking in absolutes like that is a good way for people like you to pipe up and like actually me. Alright, so we need an untapped land next turn, and then we need to untap with both of these to combo them. So need to fade Ugin for a turn. Alright, looking to fade Ugin. Fade Ugin, fade Ulamog. Untapped land, please. I almost said maybe it's right to play Woe Strider so we could scry for a land there, but I had a feeling. Chat. All right, brick, 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 brick. Come on, God bless America. Come on, man. That's fine. If they brick again, they're dead. We just don't get to combo them now, which is sad. So if this is a blank, we hit them for 6 and this does 3. This game has so many sweepers in it. Yeah, we like even disrupted their hot top fire top decks with an Agonizing Remorse peel, and just like the hits have not stopped coming. I don't think I have any outs to this in my deck right now. Gosh, second Kroxa is so close to lethal. So I think I boarded out my Angel of Sanctions. Yeah, if we get a game 3, I'll bring in Bedevil. I don't think I have them in my deck right now, though, and Arena doesn't let me check how I sideboarded like you could in a match of Paper Magic or on Magic Arena. Kept Ashiok and tried to mill them. I guess Ashiok would have been good against another Uro's Arcade too. Magic's a high variance game, chat. Just gotta take your licks sometimes. It's just how it goes. No, they're nowhere close to decking. Got 30 some cards. Oh, Ahmad didn't need to time you out for that, Zip, but like, you asked a question that really can't be answered. Like, you're asking me on the first day cards are legal, what's the best deck with things? I just really don't do that because I think giving takes like that does a disservice to the community. Asking me to give you a deck that's good on literally the first day of formats existed, you're asking me to lie to you, basically. Any reason to not use Magic Arena tools? Yeah, because I shouldn't need a third-party tool to make Magic Arena have basic functionality, like letting me look at my sideboard. I know new players or people that are budget have to be conservative with their wild cards, and I feel for them. God, Magic sucks sometimes. But, you know, you basically are forced to choose if you want to make good conservative decisions with your wild cards. You can't play things when they come out. You have to wait and see how things settle. You don't need a sack outlet, Moldy. We're just playing Woe Strider because it's a good card that we can hit when we're milling ourselves. The Shuffler's rigged, chat. Never forget. The Shuffler is as rigged as the earth is flat. Yeah, the only cards that I would tell you are safe things to craft today that you will definitely get use out of. Staples like Thoughtseize and Collected Company. If you enjoy creature decks, you will almost assuredly utilize those cards in different places. But like, what are the best shells to use those cards in? I have no idea. Yeah, if you like playing control decks, Wrath of God is an easy craft that you're gonna get mileage out of. I can recommend Staples to craft. I can't really recommend, like, tell you which decks are guaranteed to be good, though. Do any rules against add-ons to the land up? No, not at all. Abrade's a good craft, but that's an uncommon, so I don't know if that really counts. No, the open this weekend will be stock historic. I only plan to do custom ban lists for Hoaglandia events when I feel like there's something especially erroneous in the format that needs to be addressed and hasn't, like Teferi. New craft Scarab God. I would not consider Scarab God a guaranteed good craft. I think there's a good chance that that card's too slow and fair for this format. I also don't think Approach the Second Sun is a safe craft. I think there's a good chance that card's unnecessary in control decks. I don't even know that necessarily crafting full playsets of Psycho Lands is a good decision. I think the Psycho Lands are not like Buddies or Shocks where you're guaranteed to be playing 4 of all of them. Those Psycho Lands being good will likely largely depend on how good mid-range and control are, and there's a good chance mid-range and control aren't fantastic in this format. Probably this one so far. We got to do the thing in the first game, and doing the thing is sweet. 5 mana Ravens Crime, you. Your move, Yugi boy. Oh, wait, no. Oh, I forgot to scribe. Could have scribed and didn't, chat. Mistakes are made. We don't need to scribe, we have confidence. That's not true. I'm gonna sack the Scout. Should have believed, chat. Should have believed. Noxbox, thank you for the Noxprox, thank you for the very generous tier 2 for the 19 months at that. Let me know if there's a deck in the queue you'd like to bump up and see a little bit sooner, so thank you for that higher tier sub. Aceroth, thanks to 11 months. Welcome, welcome. Thanks, Prox. I appreciate it. Our opponent did nothing and died. Yay! 3 power creatures. Yay! Mire Triton's probably not very useful. They're probably playing Hour of Promise and the Gates ramp card, so Ashiok's probably good. Agonizing Remorse seems fine. I'm going to cut the Mire Tritons, I think. Solis, thanks for the happy year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. It's been okay so far, Mr. 3000. Bedevil for Cage. I don't think I want to preemptively board in things like Bedevil. I have 4 Angel of Sanctions in my main deck that are like kind of a catch-all in case they have it. And then if we see Graveyard Hate, we can board in specific cards to stop their Graveyard Hate. Let's go ahead on 1778ers. Yeah, you'll be on the champion emote until we crown a new one this weekend. Yeah, this is fine. Not amazing, but fine. Open the draw some lands here. What's the worst deck in Historic? The worst deck? Gosh, I don't know if I have a good answer to that, Brad. As predicted, they have a lot of ramp. I think I'm actually taking their Explore here, because then they can't play a spell next turn, most likely. The worst deck people play is probably Grixis Control. Rats. Spoiled again. Alright, so we're hoping to draw an untapped land here so we can Ashiok. Nailed it. This stops Circuitous Route from working. Alright, just like hoping to draw lands here for the next few turns. Looks like 2 to 3 draws as lands would be great. Wub, wub, wub. Gives me life, chat. Gives me life. Is it my Kisses Coco deck I'm working on because I have yet to win a match with it? I'm out for a bit, but I'll be back. Coco actually sounds kind of sweet in Kisses, especially with Emery. Solemnity does not impact Planeswalkers, explicitly lists card types. Feel the wub, chat. Feel the wub. Red source. Untapped red source. If we'd hit untapped red source, we would have gotten to Kroxa, the Wellspring out of their hand. Now with Wellspring this turn, there's a good chance just going to be too slow. We'll see. I guess if we hit an untapped land next turn... Oh, gosh. Alright, we're dead. Just casually have all 5 colors of mana. How do you get the free sub with Raid? If you've played through and your name popped up on my little ticker there, send me a DM. And let me know what account name you use for Raid so I can match it against my thing. If you haven't played it yet, give it an install on PC using my link there in chat and play through the tutorial until your name pops up. Yeah, that sounds good. That's sad. Solemnity was on top. Nailed it. This can actually disrupt our combo, which is frustrating. Hopefully they just opt to cycle this. Okay, so Unburial Rites can hopefully bait the Soul Guide Lantern activation here. Since we have that. Gates ablaze. Do 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 do. The illusion of choice. Attacking here before I play Kroxa, so that way they don't know I'm going to have a Kroxa coming. Okay, that's nice. One card short of being able to escape this turn, unfortunately. Hopefully they don't peel another piece of graveyard hate here. Like, Golos would probably be their best draw. So we grab Bojuka Bog. Does a set bend. Alright. We comboed once. We've gotten close to comboing a couple other times. They have... This is 10 differently named gates. You win the game. So they have one... They'll have one new one, 2, 3, 4, 5 differently named gates. They're still a little bit of ways off of that. They like 420 Blaze It here. We're in trouble. They have to, like, draw with enough mana up for Blaze, probably. Or not. Okay. Chance to attack them down to 5 here. I didn't count Plaza. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's some Simical Gates hiding under here. They bend an Ulamog. 2, 3, 4, 5. So do they have another Ulamog? Or like, what's the deal? Oh, they could just have a bunch of lands in hand? Yeah, that's true. Because they discard a land, they die. That's probably it, right? They probably just have lands. Please be lethal, 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 please be lethal. Yeah, we're dead. This has fearsome. Go to his trample. That is fearsome. There's a strong chance mid-range without combos are not playable in this format. And this combo is too clunky to be able to punk people out. Like, mid-range combo, I mean something like the Veto deck. Hey, good game, Scarafay. Good luck with the rest of your lettering today. Hope you stuff lots of mid-range players into little boxes. Well, I mean, this format was getting Ugin at some point anyways, right? Like, that was always guaranteed. The question is why they printed Ugin into Standard. vector threat here. Blue-white was fine. Blue-black was a little mediocre. I mean, there really isn't any real opinion to have on Thoughtseize. If you don't like playing against Thoughtseize, you probably shouldn't like playing Magic. Like, every non-standard Magic, every non-standard supported constructed format in Magic is a Thoughtseize format. That includes Historic now. Pioneer, Modern, Historic, Legacy. Like, Thoughtseize is very clearly an effect that Wizards wants in their game and thinks is good for their game to have. Whether or not I agree with that is different. It's like, you know, just at a low bar, it's like nowhere near as offensive as, you know, something like Teferi Time Ravelers, like we slogged through it. But that's obviously that type of gameplay is something they want to have be a staple in Magic. If they didn't want it to be a staple, they wouldn't put it in every format. I'm going to cut the Mire Tritons and Angel of Sanctions. These are both, this is bad against decks that have a lot of removal in it, and this isn't good against decks that aren't playing to the board. I'm going to bring in Chandra, generate some card advantage, some Bedevil to interact with their planeswalkers, and a couple extra discard spells and Agonizing Remorse. I think that those messages like the one I just timed out are some of the weirdest ones. Like, seems like a tough matchup, says Twitch chat armchair gamer after watching streamer die while stuck on 2 lands. They're all hard matchups when you're stuck on 2 lands, chat. That's how Magic works. Unless you're playing something like Infect or Mono Red, all of your matchups where you never draw a 3rd land are bad. What does the can't be regenerated line on Wrath of God do? It gives paper boomers a sense of nostalgia. Lets them reminisce about the good old days when damage used the stack. Yeah, regeneration was an old and confusing mechanic that's largely been replaced at this point by giving things indestructible temporarily. What's the contributors counter? The raid counter also tracks people who have installed the game who spent money on it. But for my goals, I only get a bonus based on installs. So if we hit that 170 install goal, I'd be appreciative. Got through Sunday to do that. I get a week. I think if we hit the 170 goal, I might add a long stream next week as a thank you. Yeah, I gotta talk to the wife about that one to confirm, but most of the days are the same anyways, so I doubt she'll object. Gotta always, never make decisions without checking with the boss first, chat. My schedule is mostly historic. I just find historic more interesting. The current standard format, even after they banned a bunch of stuff, this game's over. The current standard format, even after they banned a bunch of stuff, like is still a bunch of Nissa, and Uro decks, and like that format's disappearing in 4 weeks. Whereas like this format's more likely to be relevant 4 weeks from now. Like this is gonna get new cards when the new set releases, but a new standard set releasing cards into Historic isn't gonna change the format nearly as much. This content has more longevity. Historic decks that I play today are more likely to be relevant for someone to want to watch and look up a month from now or 2 months from now than a standard deck that no one's going to care about this time next month. Zach Lange, thanks for the 14 months. It'll be interesting to see what popularity this format does over the next month or so. I had mentioned I might revisit Standard on stream, but I think at this point, if I'm keeping my deck queue for my stream segments full with Historic decks, I'm not planning to revisit Standard till rotation. So, if you're someone that really wants to see me play Standard, don't send me Historic decks. If you're someone that doesn't want to see me play Standard before rotation, give me Historic decks to play. Hey, PK Jeff, thanks for the resub. Welcome back. When are they bringing back horsemanship? I mean, we technically have the combo in hand, right? If we can hit a white source. Not that I'm aware of, Seth. Yeah, wait. I think this works how I want it to work. Confirmed how we want it to work. Got it. Yeehaw! Listen, chat, day 1 of a new expansion is a learning experience for everyone. Oh no, they're gonna bang us, chat. Okay, excuse me. Come on now, I'm gonna give you the first one, but... Excuse me? Alright, I'm gonna laugh about the second one. The second one we can laugh about. Listen, mistakes happen and stuff happens. It's still, you know, be nice. Be nice. It's okay to chuckle, but be nice. Alright, I think this is a Languish matchup. This can clean up Nissa lands if we don't have Solemnity and it kills Glorybringer and stuff like that. Angel of Sanctions is probably good too. They probably don't have that much removal for this. What am I trimming here is the question. Maybe it's Unburial Rites. This is value when we flip them into the bin, but it's kind of slow and clunky. If they're not killing a lot of our stuff, it's probably not super relevant. Trim 1 Mire Triton. Reminds me of a boss I had who said, I don't care if you make a mistake, I care if you make the same mistake twice. Yep. It's a good attitude to have. Oh, lands. I think we're keeping the 6. We're not happy about it, but we're keeping it. Yeah. This was a thing in Pioneer for a little bit. So Kiora can undiddle Glorybringer, so you can exert it every turn. What does Exert do? Exert means you get an extra effect if you don't untap it the following turn. The people commenting on animations they didn't carry over from the beta, I would assume the same reason why we didn't get these sets immediately. They can't just reuse all of that code they had from the beta. I assume there's some type of refactoring that took place or things changed internally. I mean, that play's still fine, right? Like, they got to draw 4 cards, but, like, the hits start coming and they don't stop coming and they don't stop coming. Hey, now, you're an all-star. Get your game on. Go play. Yeah, I think this is gonna be the deck of the day. I don't know if this deck is good, but the games we've played have been reasonable, so. I love it if this game stopped downloading itself onto my C drive. If you use the Epic launcher, does it behave better? Not that you should have to use the Epic launcher to make it behave, but like, maybe that's a fix in the short term.
Let's get moving.
Yeah, and like, kind of solidly experiencing here the dangers of trying to be interactive in Magic. Like, I've elected to play Languish, and then this sweeper just basically didn't have text here, which is annoying, but it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, well, like, the Epic Launcher is a real piece of software, right? Why is Wrath okay and Damnation isn't? Who told you Damnation's not okay? Alright, casual 7-ball to ourselves. Does Solemnity cancel out Languish? No, Languish is not putting counters on things. It would cancel out Black Sun Zenith, yes. Haha! Only 5 damage to myself. Just gonna take their payoff here. Think of building a personal computer like $1,000 set of Legos. Only if you break it, you're out your $1,000. So it depends on what your confidence is and what your risk tolerance is. It's definitely not complicated to put together your own PC, like, physically. But it's definitely, like, there's some amount of risk associated with it, right? Through sheer necessity, since the plague started, I've had to do some of my own computer hardware building when I had never done it in the past. It's not difficult. Like, I had never, like, installed a graphics card on my own. Always had a friend come over and do it. And, like, Well, I put the 2080 Super in this myself, and it worked out just fine. Yeah, there's a lot of good tutorials on YouTube and stuff for sure. Big agree with that.
I defy gods. Defying you will be easy. Just gonna slip away.
So, bedeviling the Kiora as opposed to waiting for a threat's a little aggressive, but I like doing it because it gave me the extra card I need to escape Woe Strider this turn. Nah, I don't think I really need to be scrying aggressively. As someone who builds Lego sets a lot, I can confirm computers are more friendly than Legos. God bless. Alright, like, now we're gonna scry looking for something. So this Glory Banger is gonna bang our Woe Strider here almost assuredly. No, I bottomed the land there because I wanted to try and find an escape card. The Exert animation is great. Whew! They were a little bit away from that one, but it's a good one to not have to deal with. It's like not a terrible hit. Gross. Okay, so we want them to not draw an untapped land here, because we don't want them to escape Uro this turn. And if they draw a spell, we want them to not cast it. Okay, so we're going to take 4 down to 7. I boarded out my Unburial Rites, which might have been a mistake. And again, we're just going to see some of that kind of crushing non-parity or whatever you call it between Kroxa and Uro. The Uro is just way better than our Kroxa. Complete all the siege in the first campaign. I don't know exactly where it ends offhand, Turmoil. And you're done. You just finished it. Look at that. So you'll get a pop-up when it's done. Thank you for checking out the sponsor. You're already a sub I see, so feel free to drop me a DM and let me know something in the deck queue you'd like to bump up. I appreciate the support.
Time to ebb from battle.
Yay, good technology. The Twitch integrations for the raid campaign are great. I think we're dead, right? We're just gonna die to this in 2 in the air. Even if we find an answer to this, the Uro's just gonna bury us with card advantage. Don't call it a comeback. That's the best draw on the deck. Let's see if they can brick for a turn or 2. If this is a brick, they have to chump block, right? The even one. I always forget to log into Twitch for this. Mostly watching on YouTube. Thanks for videos. Thanks for the support. I appreciate the 15 months. Second Angel? Second Angel? Second Angel? Nailed it. Easy, easy game. Magic's easy. Just draw what you need, chat. They discarded another Hydrate Crisis. Well, that's terrifying. One good top deck deserves another, huh? So they'll bang our Angel here and then kill us. Rough. I think I'm gonna be done with this one. We had some amusing games in there. I think I'll probably tag it as the deck of the day just because it's something novel. We'll see how Mono Black Aggro goes. But this is kind of novel. We at least accomplished the thing once. I think the big thing that resonated in my mind from those games, we played against a bunch of ramp decks and our mid-range interactive plan really just did not feel competitive there. Very, very similar to the blue-black mid-range deck that we played before this. Mid-range really feels like a tough sell for... Would 9 lives be a good sideboard? I assume they're playing Ugin, and like boarding in 9 lives against Ugin seems like not a great plan. Good game, Stop. I kept it together for your first Nissaland. The second Nissaland can't be rolling though. It's a weird card. It's definitely one that's gonna catch some people off guard. I think the blue black mid range deck is fine if you don't play against ramp. Like I said, it's gonna a lot. I kind of feel like I'm gonna be surprised if with the addition of Our Promise, ramp doesn't become a premier strategy in this format. If ramp doesn't become a premier strategy and we just hit, you know, a rough sample today so far, I think these decks could probably be fine. If ramp is a corner piece though, I don't think these mid-range strategies are good. All right, I'm gonna hit a quick ad roll while I get things set up and flipped over for the next deck. I don't have it in my deck editor to tease. I gotta grab the list and import it. We are going to play some mono black aggro when I get back. Thanks for hanging out today, folks. Don't go anywhere.